Hello and welcome to Exposed News Outlet, where we shed light. Topics that matter most. I'm your host, Andrea. Today, we're exploring the tragic shooting on Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, on the first day of Hanukkah. This has been declared as an anti-Semitic terrorist attack. As we navigate the complexities of our world, it's essential to stay informed and engaged. By subscribing to our channel, enabling notifications, and sharing our content, you're supporting our mission to provide thought-provoking insights and inspire positive change. Thank you for being part of our community. Now, let's get to the news. Tonight, we mourn with Sydney, Australia, and the Jewish communities across the world, and with every family shattered by terror. On the first night of Hanukkah, a festival meant to celebrate light over darkness, innocent people were murdered in a violent attack on Bondi Beach. What we know. On December 14th, two armed gunmen, father and son, ages 50 and 24, opened fire into a joyous crowd gathered for Hanukkah by the sea in Sydney, killing at least 15 people and climbing, and injuring dozens more.
December 14th, 2025. A seemingly perfect summer day in Bondi Beach, Australia's most famous beach. It's 5:30 p.m. and the beach is crowded with people. The Chanukah by the Sea Festival has just begun. The event is held on a lawn area right next to the beach. Hundreds are celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. Families, children, and elderly members of the Jewish community. Suddenly, gunfire erupts. The two gunmen, dressed in black, begin firing long guns into the crowd from a footbridge overlooking the beach. Civilians are falling to the bullets one by one. Panic took over. In a few minutes, local police rush to the scene, but it's too late. 16 people have already passed away, and over 40 others are injured. How did everything go down? Who are the shooters, and what's their motive? We modeled the entire thing to show you exactly how the Bondi Beach mass shooting happened, Australia's worst terror attack in the last 30 years. The biggest mass shooting in Australian history was the Port Arthur massacre in April 1996, the incident that fundamentally changed the country's laws and led to the near-total ban on semi-automatic weapons. But that didn't stop history from repeating itself. This time, the setting was Bondi Beach, the most famous beach in the country. It's 6:30 p.m. The sun is beginning to dip over Sydney's eastern suburbs. On the street, it looks like any other Sunday. A white SUV pulls into a parking bay on a side street just off Campbell Parade. Inside are two men, 50-year-old Sajid Akram and his 24-year-old son, Naveed. They aren't tourists, and they are heavily armed. In the back of the vehicle, they check their gear. They have multiple semi-automatic long guns and high-powered rifles which Sajid obtained through his legal firearm licenses. They also have a bag filled with basic improvised explosive devices. They leave the bombs in the car as a secondary trap and step out. Both men are dressed in tactical black. They don't walk toward the sand. They head for the footbridge, the high ground overlooking Archer Park. By 6:40 p.m., they reach their vantage point. Below them, the Chanukah by the Sea Festival is in full swing. There are hundreds of people. From the footbridge, the gunmen have a clear, unobstructed line of sight. They are elevated and invisible to the crowd below. They shoulder their rifles. They're not looking for a fight, they're looking for a massacre. 6:45 p.m. The first bullets are fired. It hits a 10-year-old girl standing near the stage. Then, the air fills with the rhythmic crack of semi-automatic fire. The gunmen are firing in synchronized bursts, raking the crowd from left to right. The panic is instant. On the beach, there is nowhere to hide. Beachgoers dive into the surf, desperately swimming away from the shore. On the grass, it's a stampede. People scramble toward Campbell Parade, but the gunmen have the angle. 6:48 p.m., the father and son split up to widen their field of fire. The father moves down to street level. This is where the momentum shifts. As he crouches behind a car to reload, a local fruit shop owner sees his opening. He doesn't have a weapon, but he has a clear line of sight. He sprints across the pavement and tackles Naveed. The two men hit the ground hard. Ahmed is wrestling for the barrel of the rifle, trying to point it away from the civilians. For a few frantic seconds, the shooting stops. The son Naveed sees the struggle from the bridge. He opens fire on Ahmed, the fruit shop owner, forcing him to drop the gun and dive for cover. Sajid gets himself back on the bridge. Police are starting to surround the shooters. It's about to go down. 6:50 p.m. The first batch of law enforcement arrives. The gunmen realize their time is short. They move off and on, firing at anyone who moves. They retreat toward a more defensible position near the park entrance. For the next 15 minutes, Bondi becomes a war zone. 2 officers are hit in the initial exchange. 7:08 p.m. Tactical units have the shooters pinned. In a final heavy exchange of gunfire, police marksmen find their target. Sajid Akram is hit multiple times and falls. He's killed instantly. Naveed is shot in the torso. He goes down, still reaching for his weapon, but officers swarm him. The shooting is over. 16 people are dead. 40 are wounded. Police lights are flickering, but the park is covered in shell casings and discarded sandals. As the bomb squad moves in to clear the explosives found in the white SUV, reality sets in. This wasn't a random act of violence. It was a calculated father-son mission. Australia's most famous beach is now the site of its darkest day in 30 years. The attackers were a father and son duo, identified as 50-year-old Sajid Akram and 24-year-old Naveed Akram. Sajid, the father, arrived in Australia from Pakistan in 1998 on a student visa and later became a permanent resident. He was a licensed firearm owner who legally possessed the 6 long-barreled guns used in the massacre. His son, Naveed, is an Australian-born citizen and was a recently unemployed bricklayer, described by his family as a quiet, non-social individual who enjoyed outdoor activities like fishing and diving. While the pair told their family they were heading on a fishing trip to Jervis Bay, they instead staged a calculated ambush. Police later discovered ISIS flags and improvised explosive devices in their van. In 2019, Naveed had been investigated by the Australian Security Intelligence Organization for his associations with a suspected ISIS cell in Sydney. But he was cleared at the time after authorities found no direct indication of an ongoing threat. Sajid, the father, is dead, while Naveed remains in critical condition under police guard. The aftermath of this attack will change Australia forever. The government is already moving to close the gaps that allowed Sajid Akram to legally own 6 high-powered rifles. A new national firearms register is being fast-tracked to track every weapon in the country more strictly. The investigation into the Bondi Beach massacre is moving under Operation Arqueys, led by the Joint Counter-Terrorism Team. Overnight, police raided the family home in Bonnyrigg and a short-term rental in Campsie, seizing extremist materials and 3 improvised explosive devices. Detectives are now focused on a digital forensic trail to see if the pair received help from an overseas network or if this was a self-radicalized family cell. As of today, the death toll from the Bondi Beach massacre stands at 16 people. This includes 14 victims who died at the scene and 2 who passed away in the hospital. The victims represent a wide cross-section of the community, ranging in age from a 10-year-old girl named Matilda to an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor. Many remain in critical condition as they undergo surgery. One major question remains unanswered. Did the Akrams act alone? Or is this shooting just the visible surface of a deeper operation? Only time could tell.
What Australian authorities have declared as a terrorist anti-Semitic attack. One attacker was killed by the police and the other is in custody in critical condition. Explosive devices were also found and disabled nearby. This was a celebration. Families, children, elders, many of whom were marking their first candle of Hanukkah when the gunfire erupted. Among the victims reported were community leaders, rabbis, elders, even a Holocaust survivor, 87 years old, and a 10-year-old child.
Video, maps and footage from social media show how the deadly Bondi terror attack unfolded on Sunday the 14th of December. We lined up the sound of gunfire to piece together what happened minute by minute and several different angles. It's 6:40 p.m. and hundreds have gathered at a small park on the beach for Hanukkah by the sea. It was the first day of the Jewish Festival of Lights. At about the same time, the alleged gunman, Naveed Akram, and his father, Sajid Akram, emerge from their silver hatchback parked on Campbell Parade. Sajid is confronted by Boris Gurman and his wife, Sophia. Boris attempts to tackle Sajid and tries to wrestle the high-powered long-arm rifle from his hands. The couple are killed. Naveed and his father walk 15 metres to a footbridge, giving them an elevated view down to the park. The shooting begins. People in the park try to flee. And all the way to the beach and the sea, people are reacting in terror at the sound of gunshots.
What is going on, man? Why's it?
Back at the bridge, Sajid descends a short staircase at the end of the footbridge and walks towards the park, while Naveed continues to fire from the bridge.
I gotta get the cops down. But where are the cops? Where are the cops, man? Boys, he comes, stay back. Guys, come on! Come on, guys! Bro, what are you doing?
Meters away from the park, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, an unarmed man using the cover of a car, approaches Sajid and lunges at his neck and arms. He disarms Sajid and points the rifle towards him. Ahmed does not shoot. Sajid stumbles and retreats. Ahmed Al-Ahmed then places the weapon at the base of a tree. At about 6:47 p.m, Sajid starts to walk back up the steps of the footbridge and picks up the third rifle.
En gros, il a récupéré l'arme. Il est dans sa main là.
At this point, shots appear to be fired back by police officers at the scene. By our count, from available footage, there have been 61 gunshots. The gunmen and police briefly exchange fire. Sajid suddenly reels back and collapses on the ground.
Fucking die, cunt! Die!
At 6:50 p.m, Naveed also crumples and falls to the ground. For the first time in 6 minutes, the shooting stops.
Hey, he's down, he's down! He's down!
I swear to God, I'm not joking. One's got shot, no more rounds. Hey! You have something on you? Don't go there then. Don't go. Do you have a gun on you? The guy just got shot.
And in the nightmare, there was bravery. A Muslim man, identified as Ahmed al-Ahmed, tackled and disarmed one of the shooters, risking his own life to save others. He then put the gun down in fear that he would be seen as one of the gunmen, and sadly, one of the son ended up shooting him. He luckily was recovering in the hospital. This is a moment that reminds us of the humanity that still binds us together, as we still have much more in common than we do in difference. We reject hate. We reject violence against any community, whether it be Jewish, Muslim, LGBTQ+, Black, Indigenous, immigrant. No one deserves fear, especially in the place of a celebration. As global tensions continue, we must choose compassion and unity over division and fear. As we conclude today's discussion, remember that knowledge is power. Please share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and let's empower each other to create a positive change. Don't forget to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and share our content on your platforms to support our mission of promoting fact-based information and inspiring a positive change. Thank you once again for watching till the end, and as always, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Thank you.